Hey everybody, and welcome to my assignment for University of Advancing Technology, MS549, Data Structures and Testing. For this assignment, I had to do some test-driven development, some simple stuff. And so what I decided to do with this one, because we're doing test-driven stuff, you know, and test cases and things of that nature, is I decided to pull up one of my old projects that I really liked. It was a small adventure game. It's complete and I got an A on it, but I decided to go through it and see, how this was working, now that I'm advancing in my profession here. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to see some times. And so what I did is I wrote a couple of clocks. First of all, I included this time header and Windows header. I also included the assert header because I'll be doing some asserts a little later on. However, I'll get back to that in a minute. So here's the thing. So in this assignment, we had to make a menu, 3 things. Two things had to do something, one had to exit that. Well, this is perfect platform because that's exactly what this does in the very beginning. This might be a little overkill, but I thought it was a fun project. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to do some testing, with time and stuff like that. And where I put this in at was right here in the directions. I wanted to see how long it took to run this. So I made a clock, I started it, and then I ended it once all of this was done, and then I printed out the results. It worked good. And then here in the character generation screen, I have I wanted to start taking a look at if I could improve some of this stuff, and so I made a clock here. And what this does is it basically gives you some output, and then it takes some input, like the name of the player, and it stores that. And I wanted to see how long that took, so I put a clock here. And I thought that would be sufficient for now, as I'm quite new to this debugging and testing and stuff like that. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this window right here, for the show diagnostics tool when I run a program, so you can see that. Now, there were a couple of caveats that I have to point out to you. And I'm not sure if you know this, but I found this out. So when you're using these clocks and you want to print them out, to the user, if you have, say for instance, if you have this get line in there and you try to do that, that clock, the output is going to autofill this, what's in here. So that's the reason why I didn't have it in this particular one right here, because it was causing me some, concern. The other thing is the asserts weren't working exactly the way I wanted. Right now, I think because I just got a very, very brief introductory with it, and this program's a little bit more advanced than just printing out some text. It just wasn't working the way I wanted it to. So I'll leave it at that. So let's take a look at this and see how it works. Let's do the show diagnostic tools, and we'll run the program. Okay, so there's your diagnostic tools right here, and it's just going to give you an overview of a lot of things. Right now it's very basic, but I wanted to show you that I could use it. So here's the game. So as you can see, I do have a menu right off the bat. I got directions. You can play the game or you can quit, and those were the 3 requirements that were needed. If we go into the directions, as you can see here, it gives you the directions, but at the end here you see this little number here, 14. Well, that's how long it took in order for the computer to run this in milliseconds. So that clock is working and it prints it out right there. If we do it again, 14, 15. So there you go. Now if we go to play the game, it's going to ask you to enter your name. So I'll enter my name, and it took that, and it says next we're going to roll some stats. Now this number here is the resultant time it took in milliseconds to do that. So as you can see, that was a lot higher. And then basically, yeah, so we'll just, this is just the game part. So, you know, it basically, obviously this isn't about the game, it's just about the testing, but I wanted to show you how complex this was. You know, it's a full game, you know. So anyway, here I have another, just to show you that I have menus throughout this game. Here's another one where you have 3 different things in a loop that can show you what to do. So we're just going to quit the game here. The other thing I did want to show you is that in the main menu here, obviously we did directions, we did play game, we'll do quit, and there you go. So everything works. There is a little bit of testing in it. I wish there was more, but I was sick this past week and I really wasn't able to accomplish much. But I do believe that this is really going to fulfill the needs of this assignment. Maybe a little overkill on it. As you can see, if you take a look at this code, I mean, these are all the function prototypes. You know, this is all of the code that is going into it. And as you see, I did have some testing, and I do know how to use the tools for that. I'll continue to work on it, but that's what I got for now. So thanks very much, guys. And Professor, if you like what you see, give me an A, because you know I love A's. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.